Hello, blokes. Hey, y'all. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. It's your girl, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 9 review. I'm back in my office, you guys, and it feels so good to be back in here. I feel like I've abandoned my little office, but now I'm back. And on this week's episode of Real Housewives of Miami, we start off with Adriana telling Lisa that she regrets going in on Marisol. She felt like she did a little bit too much. She had a little bit too much to drink, and she didn't even need to go that far. Adriana, I'm here to tell you, you didn't go far enough. I'm just going to keep it real with you. You did nothing wrong in my eyes. And I really love this newfound friendship between Adriana, Lisa, and Guerdy. They filmed the reunion last week, and afterwards they went out and had drinks and dinner with each other. Like, they have really grown close to each other, and I'm loving this new formed friendship. So Lisa doesn't like that Julia is forming this new friend group with Alexia and Marisol, and Adriana is like the outsider. And Adriana tells her, I don't really care about her making friends with the other girls, but she knows exactly who Marisol is. But all of a sudden now she's forgot, like, that this girl is fake as hell, tormented me, and all these different things. And that's been my issue with Julia too. It's like, yeah, you can be nice, you can be cordial and all of that, but don't forget who you playing in the mud with at the end of the day. And just wait until she snake you. Because yeah, you might be in with them, but you'll never really be in with them. It's always gonna be Marisol and Alexia against y'all. None of y'all will ever be able to penetrate that friend group duo. It's always going to be like this with them, and y'all are the accessories pretty much. Marisol is talking to Julia. They're out having lunch, and she brings up how Adriana was just going in on her and saying all the things that she said about her, and was talking about how old she is. And she was like, Adriana is older than me. Like, she's older than me. Well, she might be older than you, but she look younger than you. Because Marisol, my love, you look old AF. And to now, no, I wouldn't even, honestly, I would not have even told the world that Adriana is older than you, because that made you look even worse, because you look like you are in your 70s. No lie, no cap. Okay, Adriana is gorgeous. Let me look and see how old Adriana is. Adriana demoura, is that her name? Yeah, Adriana is 59. Adriana looks fantastic. OMG. I would have at least thought she was like 49, 50. She looks great. Oh my goodness. And let's see, Marisol Patton. Girl, she 58. She making it seem like she's so many years younger than Adriana. Girl, you a year younger than her, and you look like you're 20 years older than her. Like, girl, get out of here. But Adriana is clocking you when it comes into the look situation. So Julia goes on to say that I told her the only person that can do something to our friendship is you. You cannot be lashing out at people like that. And I'm like, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? You need to be taking your own advice, Miss Ma'am, because you've been lashing out at Guerdy this whole entire season. And I cannot wait to see what happens with Julia and Stephanie, because they gonna get into it. Julia and Marisol then decided they're going to plan a girls' trip to Seville, Spain, in order to help Alexia get her mind off of Todd. They call her and tell her about the trip. She's super excited, but was like, I got to make sure I get back in time, because Todd's birthday is on the 19th of November or whatever. And they just looking like, they was like, look, girl, ain't gonna be no talking about Todd, no men, no nothing. She's like, okay, girl, okay. Get ready, cause she gonna talk about Todd the whole damn time and argue with Stephanie. So Guerdy calls Groot, child. She called Dr. Jackie to talk to her about the intimacy issues she's been having since, dealing with cancer and everything. And Dr. Jackie tells her she's going to put her a care package in the mail for her. And, Jackie is a 2-time breast cancer survivor. And Jackie really does take the time to encourage Guerdy and tell her, how great of a person she is and how everybody loves her. And she really just took the moment to give Guerdy her flowers, which I adored and I love. Because y'all know how I feel about Jackie. I don't see it for her. But when you do something good, I'm going to always applaud you. And her lifting Guerdy up in that moment was so very much needed, especially with her being isolated and treated so horribly by her cast members. And Jackie tells her, to, at the end of the day, thank your haters. Thank your haters, okay? Because that's showing you that they was never your friend in the first place. And they actually did you a service by being the way that they are to let you know what it really is. So she gave her really good advice, and it really made Guerdy feel a lot better, because it really is bothering her that she is being, isolated from these ladies and being treated so differently and poorly from the other women. Julia, who the fuck is Juliana? Julia, Martina, Stephanie, and Masood all link up and have dinner with each other. And Masood is a huge fan of Martina, so he was just so happy and gassed to meet her. And they get to talking about, their personal lives, and Stephanie brings up how she doesn't speak to her twin sisters and how they don't speak to their parents. Now, I didn't know that she ain't talked to that the sisters didn't talk to the parents either. I thought that they just had beef with her, but they don't mess with the mama and daddy either. Probably because they're so close to Stephanie, and it probably is a situation where the daddy sides with Stephanie more so than the twins, because he said that the twins are like basically so sensitive and all of this type of stuff. So that's probably why they don't get along with the parents nor Stephanie, which is very unfortunate. And Julia was like, well, we're going through difficult times right now with our older daughters, her older daughters, mind you, because we don't have much communication with them anymore because of our new family dynamic. And basically, she goes on to say that the girls are mad that they didn't fill them in on the process of them adopting these boys. So it's giving me very much, they mentioned to them that they were adopting, but they didn't really keep them abreast on the steps of doing so. It probably was a thing where they mentioned it, and then next thing they knew, we adopted these boys, and they looking like, what? Huh? What's happening? Or is a situation where they only knew about them even talking about adopting the boys on the show last season, or just adopting period, but never really spoke to them about it. So it could have been a situation thinking they were just talking about it for the show, but hadn't really made any moves. And then the next thing they know, they popping up with 2 kids now that they're adopting. So either way, I would feel some type of way if it was my parents. I don't think that it would be something that would make me stop talking to my mom. Because at the end of the day, that's your decision, child. Y'all got that handled. You go right ahead. Okay. I ain't babysitting. I don't even live here. So, hey. But I also think that the kids might have felt some type of way because they old as shit adopting these kids. And once again, God forbid anything happen, who gonna raise these boys? Julia only got one sibling. We don't know what Martina got going on in her family. So who is going to be left to raise these boys? God forbid anything happen to y'all. Is it going to fall back on us? Because now y'all putting stuff on us that we never asked for. So I think that might be the situation, which is very unfortunate. But instead of Julia being a bitch to Guerdy, she needs to be figuring out her family dynamic with these girls and getting herself in order. So Stephanie then goes on to talk about after Julia tells her about basically the cash trip to Spain. She was like, yeah, I want to go. Who's going? And Julie was like, yeah, I invited everybody, Alexia and all this stuff. And Stephanie goes on to say how everybody made her feel welcome except for Alexia. And I was like, well, okay, if we rewind in the tape, girl, you started with her. You started with her from what we saw. You started with her the first time you met this lady, telling her about her husband, which was totally inappropriate. Totally inappropriate. Because, like, who the fuck are you to be? Who are you, first of all? Like, you just don't do that. That was totally inappropriate. So, nah, I wouldn't have made you feel welcome because you ain't make me even feel comfortable being around you, So, even though Alexia now has been giving it to her and she don't like it, but you gotta understand she matching your energy because you have been coming at her not once but twice about her husband and saying a bunch of slick stuff like them and like their situation, which is not cool. So Stephanie, you're making me side with Alexia and I don't like that. Ugh. So they go over to the bar and Julia is shaking her head because she doesn't agree with Stephanie. And Stephanie was like, you can't keep making excuses for a bully. And do I think that Alexia is a bully when it comes to other women? Yes. But in this situation, no. You started it. She's finishing it. And it is what it is. So Marisol has this preppy lunch at her house. She finally throwing an event because, she don't never do nothing. Brokey. I can't stand that crypt keeper. So Alexia arrives first and Marisol tells Alexia that Kiki told her that Guerdy said that they're like a cult. Now, damn well when she said that, it's basically the same metaphor as the metaphor of like when people say you move in a pack or you move in a herd or you're a bunch of sheeps. You know what I'm saying? That's what she meant. Like, it's a cult-like following with y'all. Not saying that y'all are demonic or anything of that nature. Like, come the hell on. But they going to take that and add 20 on it. So Alexia's like, I don't like that. That's a very offensive. I don't appreciate that. As they're getting riled up over that, Guerdy arrives. Now, was Guerdy's outfit ugly? Yes, it was. Because I don't know what the hell she thought she was doing. She looked like she had this white, strapless dress. And she decided to put a necktie on and then take another necktie and put it around her waist. It was ridiculous. I'm just going to be honest with you. It was ridiculous. A lot of Guerdy's outfits are horrible. Not gonna front. Do she pull it out every now and then and you be like, come on, Guerdy? Yes. Do her reunion looks most of the time be snatched? Yes. That one reunion, I'll never forget. She got one of the best reunion looks I've ever seen in my life. I think I'm gonna do a fashion killer video of the best and worst reunion outfits from each like franchise. Would y'all want me to do that? Let me know down below in the comment section. But so when Marisol talks about her fashion in her confessional, I couldn't even disagree, even though I don't like her. But yeah, because Guerdy do be wearing some cheap looking stuff. But Guerdy arrives with some gift bags from her event, and she arrives with a wedding gift for Marisol, and it's this like drink set where you can make martinis and all of these things, and we know how much Marisol likes to drink, and it was a big old box. And Marisol says in her confessional, I heard that Lisa gave it to Guerdy and Guerdy regifted it to me. Well, after the episode aired, Guerdy was like, oh, word? Okay, well, no, it was not regifted, and showed the Amazon receipt of when she ordered it for her. And this is why they can't stand Guerdy, because Guerdy keep on coming with these receipts and eating their asses up every episode, every week. She's staying on their necks, okay? And I was like, why would you even say that if that was the case anyway? But why would she not keep that? Why would she not use that? Guerdy drinks. Why would Lisa buy that for her and then she regifts it? Like it wouldn't get back in the group. Huh? Like, shut up, Marisol. Please shut up. That's why your liver is failing. Can't stand her. So then Guerdy comes in the house and they sit down and it's kind of awkward. And Marisol tells her about the trip and was like, well, I just wanted to know, will you feel comfortable coming since you told Kiki that we're like a cult? And Guerdy nodded her head and said, yeah, I said that. I sure did. She sure did. And Alexia was like, well, I find that offensive. Do you even want to be a part of the friend group? And when they say that, that's code for we trying to get you out this group, off this show. Anytime one of these girls say that, do you even want to be a part of the friend group? It's because, they're working on trying to get you out. And Guerdy, starts crying and once again talks about how she just feels like she's not supported and made to feel like she's the villain every 5 seconds. And here go Marisol in her confessional talks. I'm not living in Guerdy land. I don't know what she's going on, what's going on, what she's talking about. Very dismissive, very like she could care less. Marisol really is giving me racist vibes. She really, truly is, because what is that? What is that? It wasn't even anything necessary to say. What are you talking about? You don't know what's going on with her when you do know, because she's told y'all 50 million times what it is, but obviously you don't give a fuck enough. I just hate her. I just do not like Marisol. She is a horrible person. And what's even more fucked up is, I don't know, has this always been her? Because in the first iteration of Miami, she did not act like this. She was not so sinister and bloodthirsty and just a mean old wretched bitch. She did not act like this. She was actually one of the nice women on the show. And maybe it was because the dynamics were different and there were bigger personalities on the show, aka Leah Black, who ran the girls, okay? And maybe it was that, but maybe now she think that she big dog or something. I don't know, but I don't like that heifer. Do not like her at all. So then Larsa arrives and she ain't dressed appropriately. She up here walking in looking like she going to somebody's wake. Like, what is this jumpsuit? Like, this is not preppy at all. She looked a mess. Stephanie came in a Tom Brown outfit with the Tom Brown dog bag. Chef's kiss. Love the headband, the flips. She got it 1000% right. Okay. Adriana arrives and she actually apologizes to Marisol for going in on her. Of course, Marisol want to act like she the victim. She ain't never did nothing wrong and was like, can you just lay off of me? Can you just lay off of me? And Adriana had to remind her real quick that you came for me too, telling me to F off and all of this type of stuff. But they agreed to just have a truce for the moment or whatever. Once again, Adriana, I don't feel like none of that was necessary. If anything, people need to be apologizing to you. But low-key, she want to be friends with Marisol and Alexia too. But it'll never be what it used to be between them. And I just want her to let that go. But I wish that her and Guerdy would stop cowering to them. Stop apologizing. Stop trying to be the better person, the bigger person, like them. Ugh. So, Guerdy pulls Julia to talk and tells her that she felt betrayed at the Greek party because we made it, a deal that we weren't going to bring it up. We was moving forward. And Julia says that she was just asking for the man's opinion. And Guerdy was like, I'm sorry that I did that at, pulling the receipts on the big screen or whatever. She was like, I don't want to be that person. I felt cornered. No one believes me. Everyone thinks I'm a piece of ish. And, she's emotional and crying. And Julia was like, I really just want to look forward And they end up hugging it out. And I'm just like, once again, Guerdy, you so emotional and pouring your heart out. And Julia just kind of sitting there looking at you like, what did you crying for? Like, what are you doing? Like, she's giving her a look like, I could care less about your tears, but okay, like, nothing about it just set right with me at all. Was it just me, or did y'all get that vibe from Julia that she just had this weird look on her face like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I just did not like it at all. Did not. And I hated that Guerdy apologized, because just like Adriana, you ain't got nothing to apologize for. This lady was blatantly lying on you. And not today, Satan. You're not going to lie on me and think you're going to get away with it. So I don't feel like you did anything wrong. So then Stephanie pulls Alexia to talk one-on-one about the whole Rottweiler Chihuahua conversation, which is so stupid. And Stephanie tells Alexia, I feel like you like to belittle people. Do Alexia like to belittle people? Yes, she like the big dog people. She like to try to sun people. She like to act like she Miss Hoity-Toity and she's up here and you're down there. But in this case, once again, Steph, you started with her, and now you don't know how to handle it now that she's being Alexia to you. You don't know what to do with that. And Alexia says, I don't come in thinking I'm the best. And Stephanie says, it's not going to go well if you keep belittling me. And I was like, ooh, that was a threat. And I think that went over Alexia's head, because the Alexia we know would have got to speaking in Spanish. Okay. And Alexia was like, if it offended you, then I'm sorry. Steph then goes on to tell Alexia that she offered Marisol a seat on her plane during the trip, but that Marisol said no because she didn't want to just, leave Alexia to be on, a commercial plane by herself. Like, that's her friend. So with that being said, she then decides to invite Alexia on the plane. Now, mind you, it's only one seat left. So Alexia was like, no, I'm not going to leave my friend. And she was confused as to why she would even invite her. It's giving me that Stephanie was trying to see if Alexia was going to snake Marisol and take that seat anyway, to see, like, are they really friends? Do they really ride for each other like that? And it was proven that they do ride for each other like that. That's why I'm like, it'll never be like that for none of y'all. Them two are like this, okay? But that was really weird, But they go back to the table, and Stephanie then points out how she asked both Marisol and Alexia, to ride on the plane. They both said no. They both chose each other. Alexia get all emotional because, that's her bitch. You know what I'm saying? And her bitch ride for her. So at this point, Steph was like, well, I want to know if Adriana want to take the last seat, because I really haven't gotten the opportunity to really get to know you. And Julia made a face like, fuck you inviting this bitch? Like, you my friend. Like, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get rid of her. Not be near her. And Adriana was like, thank you. And she points out how she wished that her best friend, Julia, would have rolled for her in that way. Like Marisol and Alexia did for each other. And Julia was like, well, it's not my place to invite you on the plane or whatever. Totally going over her head, or maybe the fact that she didn't want to acknowledge what Adriana was trying to convey, because it was obvious that she's trying to say, like, you was fine with just leaving me to fend for myself on a commercial flight while you going and riding on a PJ, and you didn't even think about me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about you inviting me on the plane. It's about the fact that you just gonna leave me, to basically be by myself, and that was real true tea. It was real true tea. But at this point, Adriana just needs to see that, Julia ain't riding for her like that, especially not anymore. I can't wait for the season finale episode when Adriana finally go off on her ass. I can't wait for this reunion, y'all, because Kiki has blocked Guerdy after the reunion, child. Must be because Guerdy went in on her ass for not having her back all goddamn season. And I'm sorry, Kiki, you gotta eat that one, because as a black woman to sit up there and sit idly by and watch these white women, these Cuban women, whatever, go in on her and chastise her and, you know, not support her and try to ice her out, and you add to it by running back and telling stuff and doing all this, it's just a bad look. It's a bad look on all sides. Like, Kiki is giving me Bo's energy from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with the Garcelle situation, and I don't like it. I do not like it. Like Garcelle said, all skin folks ain't kin folks, okay? And that's exactly what it's giving with Kiki. But this was a cool episode. Next week, we actually have 2 episodes this week of Real Housewives of Miami, because they're moving their date. So right now they were coming on Wednesdays. Starting this week, we're going to get an episode Wednesday, and we're going to get an episode Thursday, because the show is going to start airing on Thursdays, and Real Housewives of Orange County is now going to air on Wednesday. I don't know why they're doing a switcheroo. I don't know what that's about. Hey, Bravo is all over the place, child. But I'm going to give this week's episode of Real Housewives of Miami a B-. It was cute, but you know, this show is really getting underneath my skin with the microaggressions and the blatant racism and the one-sidedness. It's just a lot. It really truly is. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Let's talk about it down below in the comment section. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so y'all know when my videos drop. I love UT Squad, and I will see y'all on the next video.